Today I am going to be making roasted pumpkin seeds. My name is Shana and thank you for joining me on Shana Shows You Stuff. It's almost Halloween and so we have carved our pumpkin and I'm left with a big bowl of pumpkin guts. So now we're going to take and separate the seeds from the guts. I have them in water. You can do this in a sink, but I'm not able to show you, so I'm just doing it in a bowl, and you can do it in a bowl as well. And we're going to separate the seeds and measure them out. As you can see, some of them are still attached to the guts. Close up of the guts. And to get them separated, we're just going to give a squeeze. They separate really super easy. Oh, look, here's a little cluster. You don't want to miss any of these good guys, because this really is just a once a year event. You're going to put the guts in a bowl. As you can see, a lot of the seeds have floated just to the top, so I can just bulk scoop these out. And if there's a little bit of pulp in there, don't worry about that. It'll roast. You can pick it out after. You can pick it out of the boiling water when you're done. You can pick it out anytime really, but I don't really worry about the little bits of pulp. It won't hurt you. It's all food safe. So I'm going to continue until I've got these all measured out, because I need to know how much pumpkin seeds I have for the water to salt ratio. So join me in a few minutes when I've got this full. So I've got about 1.5 cups of pumpkin seeds, and it was a good sized pumpkin I started with. I should have showed you, but I carved it last night at a pumpkin carving competition, and I brought my pumpkin guts home so that I could make seeds tonight. So the ratio for this is 2 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of salt for every 1/2 cup of pumpkin seeds. I have pre-measured my water into my pan, and so I have 6 cups of water because I have 1.5 cups of pumpkin seeds. And to that, I am going to add 3 tablespoons of salt, which I didn't do ahead of time, so we'll do that right now. And then I'm going to just dump my pumpkin seeds in, and we are going to let that boil for 10 minutes. So you're not really trying to cook the seeds out or get rid of the shell. We're just trying to impregnate the pumpkin seed with yummy, delicious salt. The salt you use probably makes a difference, so I suggest a high quality salt. But here's my seeds, as you can see. And I'm just going to dump the whole thing in. You can see I have got some little tiny bits of guts in here, and as I said before, I'm not really concerned about that. They are edible, and I can pick them out as it cooks, and when they're dry, it'll be much easier to do then rather than now when they're wet and kind of sticking together. All right, so I'm going to put this on the stove. I'm going to bring it to a boil, and I will meet you back here in about 10 minutes. So we're about halfway through, and you can see my pumpkin seeds are just simmering away beautifully. I've turned the Welcome back. It's been 10 minutes, and my seeds have been strained and are now cooling a little bit in this bowl. You can see the steam is still coming off them. It literally just strained them. So now we're going to coat them in oil. And I've seen some other people put the oil on the pan and then toss. I like to put my seeds in a bowl, and then I'm going to add my oil and toss them then. I feel this gives a better, more uniform toss of oil on the seeds. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of oil. You don't need a huge amount. It's just a thin coating that we're looking for. We're not looking to deep fry these. And, oops, yes, I am using olive oil. I'm just going to give these a good stir. I want to get that oil all nice and coated over every seed. Now you don't need to add any more salt because we've already impregnated our seeds with salt as we boiled them. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go a little fancy today, and I'm going to add some smoked paprika. There's really no guideline for this, just what you want to do, and you don't need to add this. I'm just going to put a little bit in. I don't want a huge amount, but I want just that little tiny bit of smokiness to it. So you can see I haven't added a load. I've just a little sprinkle. And again, mix those around. You know what? This smells good already because the heat of the pumpkin seeds is warming up that olive oil. Yum. It's gonna be so good. All right, so now I've got my baking sheet and I'm just going to dump the seeds onto it. There we go. And I think this should get them stirred out pretty good. Just a little shake. Maybe I'll use a spoon. I do want them to be as single layered as possible. I will stir these as they're cooking. So that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to put these in the oven at 400 degrees. And for 5 to 10 minutes, these are pretty big. They may take a little bit longer than that, but you don't want to overcook them. So I'm going to put them in. I'm going to stir them at 2 minutes and redistribute them. And then I'm going to check them at 5 minutes to see if they're golden brown. And then if they're not, we'll cook them a little bit longer. So it's been exactly 8 minutes and my seeds are done. They are delicious. They're hot. I'm gonna pick them up. They just came out of the oven. And I want to show you what I'm talking about for golden roasted. Now keep in mind there is hot smoked paprika on these, so they will have a little bit more of a golden color. But can you see? They're toasted nicely. They have like a hollow feel to them. And these will continue to cool. And once they're cool, they're ready to eat. And to be honest, you can probably eat them now, but let's see if you can hear the crack. You hear that? That's how you know it's done. It's delicious. Well, I hope you enjoy making pumpkin seeds. Please feel free to play around with this recipe. Try some different kinds of salt. Just smoked salt? Try that. Like, do you have a favorite herb or spice? Try that. Like, I wonder what curry pumpkin seeds would be like. I bet you they'd be pretty good. Anyway, this is Shana Shows You Stuff. Thank you for joining me today. Please like, subscribe, share. It helps me out. And as always, have a great day. Bye.